Hey everyone! In this demo we are going to walk through generating our clean code lightweight serverless application using the Plop framework. We start by creating a new customer service folder and changing directory into it. We then run our advocate CLI. We choose to create a new CDK app, which generates the standard app with the basic jest and tsconfig settings, etc. Our goal is to utilize this advocate CLI to automatically adapt and augment this standard CDK code, installing all of the necessary node modules, such as the Lambda power tools, MIDI, AJV, etc., and auto-generating our standard config and utility functions, to increase our engineering speed, reduce cognitive load, and ensure best practices and patterns across our teams, ultimately increasing developer experience. We then use our CLI to add all of the dependencies needed, which installs all of the node module dependencies, creates our stateless and stateful stacks, updates artsconfig and jestconfig to add the relevant path aliases, deletes the lib folder, updates the app in the bin folder to point to our new stacks, and adds new utilities for error handling, schema validation and logging, etc. Obviously, this is a quick implementation for this article, and is not production ready, as we should add the relevant validation for the CLI, and add the other CRUD operations. This is very basic, essentially showing the premise of auto-generating code based on templates using Plop. We now run our CLI once again to add our new primary adapter for creating a customer. We do this by choosing to create Lambda adapter in our CLI options. We choose to create a use case which we call create customer. We choose the use case type as customer. We state that we require a DTO for our primary adapter and use cases. And we choose the default status code of 201, which we can override if needed, say changing to 200 if we return a JSON response with a payload. If we now look at the generated code, we will see the adapter with all of the relevant code, including the tracing, metrics and logging, as well as the schema validation using our utility function. We can see there is a schema for the post request to validate the payload body. We have an auto-generated DTO for the use case and adapter, and finally we have the use case itself where the business logic should go for this function. This means we have fully auto-generated a new CDK app with the lightweight clean code structure and best practices, with a new create customer API gateway Lambda adapter, and the engineer only now needs to add the business logic and update the schema and DTO bodies. Thank you for watching.